Okay, everybody, I'm doing the red beans and rice thing tonight. I'm no culinary genius. I'm taking this off of another website. I can't even remember what it was called. I'll look it up and I'll tell you. But I kind of documented what the recipe is, and right now the beans are simmering, and I'm going to let that sauce thicken up until it does thicken. It seems a little thin right now. I may have to add a little cornstarch to it, and maybe should have only added 2 cups of chicken stock instead of 3. But we'll see. But I'm going to document the steps here and let you know how it all turns out. So, hey, it's just for fun. You know, this COVID insanity, a guy like me has to do something to maintain a purpose for living, because I can't go play my music. You know, I'm writing some stuff, but hey, not that many people are interested in my music, so here I am working on red beans and rice. Life takes some interesting twists and turns. But here we go with the documented steps of the recipe. Thanks for watching. Tonight I'm making red beans and rice. This is the andouille, guess that's how you say it, sausage I'm browning up in this pan. And that's the first step. I'm following a recipe called Damn Good Red Beans and Rice. That's what I'm going to be making. The rice I'll probably do inside. This is the first step, is getting this sausage nice and browned up. Get a lot of flavor, cooking it in a little bit of olive oil. So, there you go. Step 1, to be continued. Nicely browned now. So I think what I will do is, the next step is you're to remove these. So I'm going to remove these from the heat. Reserve them for a little bit later. I have some celery, onion, and green pepper, which down in New Orleans they call the triumvirate, because they use it for all kinds of Creole dishes. And the 3 ingredients go very well together. So, the next step is we're going to put those ingredients in. Turn them up in that oil. Let those cook down for a little bit. They say for about 3 or 4 minutes. I'll probably go 5. I'm going to give this another stir. Meanwhile, inside I'm preparing my chicken stock, which is going to go into this. Okay, back in a minute. It's looking pretty good. Now I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. Next, 1.5 teaspoons of this Tony Trail's Original Creole Seasoning. Finally, I'm going to add some garlic powder. I don't have garlic, so I'm just going to use the garlic powder. Should be just fine. Stir that up and until it's fragrant. It should take about a minute. Okay, now I'm going to add 3 cans of red beans. That's a can of pinto beans, because I don't have a third can of red beans, but they're pretty much the same thing. We're gonna stir that all up together. Then we're gonna add our chicken stock. 3 cups of chicken stock. Our sausage. This is hard to do with one hand, by the way. Also going to add some Louisiana hot sauce, of course. This is the best stuff. About that much is good. And one final thing. Going to add just a little bit of Worcestershire to that. Okay, I'm going to bring that to a boil. Cover it. And simmer it. And then add salt and pepper. That's all there is to it. Okay, I brought the whole mixture up to a boil. Now I've brought it down to a simmer. And I'm going to let it simmer until that liquid thickens up. They say 15 minutes, but I think it's going to take longer than that. And if it doesn't thicken up enough, I'll smash a few of the beans and maybe add a little cornstarch to it, just to give that gravy more of a thick texture. All right, back in a while. Okay, I have taken some of the liquid out. I took about 2 cups of liquid out. It was just too soupy for me. And what I'm going to do now, rather than put cornstarch in to thicken, what you do is you take a just kind of turn some of that those beans into a sort of gravy. And I think that's going to do the trick. I think that's all I needed to do. There's still plenty of full beans in there. We're going to give it a try, see what happens. So I'm going to take a few spoonfuls. There, that's got a nice thickness to it. And we'll just let that, we're going to go add some rice to it and try it out. Now we'll add a bit of rice to the concoction and go see how it does. Okay, we're going to give it a test here. Take a spoonful. That is nice. All the flavors, the peppers, the onions, the sausage, the rice, the Creole seasoning, celery, onion, it all blends together. Yeah. That is truly a great recipe. I think if you try this, I think you're going to like it. Got some leftover ribs in the refrigerator. Might have 1 or 2 of those with this. Very nice, very nice. This is delicious. That's all I can tell you. So that's the story. Red beans and rice. A success in my book.